So we just finished talking about the home page, the menu items, the search, and the calendar. And before we start talking about what it looks like to log in, talking about before we talk about getting your username and password and seeing those restricted pages, let's take a closer look at some of the other public pages, and we'll get to those by using the menu over here. Now, the rule of thumb with this menu is if a menu item has a flyout menu, I call this a flyout menu. So if I hover my mouse over About NDEDIC, I get a flyout menu that has the NDEDIC overview, value of membership. If it has the flyout menu like this, you must select from these items. If it doesn't, let's say latest news doesn't have a flyout member or a menu. If I click on latest news, I'll land on a page. It'll talk about the most recent latest news. But if I try to click on About NDEDIC here, notice because I have a flyout, it's not going to take me anywhere. I'm clicking on it and it's not going anywhere. I must click on one of the items in the flyout menu. So let's start by obviously join now. This is a button that's going to lead to an unrestricted page. Anybody can get to this page. Public can see this. If you want to learn more about joining NDEDIC, it's under here. About NDEDIC, it has the NDEDIC overview. Most of this stuff under About NDEDIC is unrestricted, so you can see the value of membership. And I'm not gonna just in the interest of time, I'm not gonna cover what's on here. I think you can get the gist by the title of the page. But Board of Trustees is unrestricted. Anybody can see this information. Now, news is a great example of a page that has restricted content on it. And restricted content means you have to log in, you have to have an NDEDIC membership in order to see this. So I'm going to click on it just so you can see what it does. Maybe, there we go. It's going to prompt you to log in with your account because this news material is considered a value, an added benefit to your NDEDIC membership. Contact NDEDIC is available to anybody. It'll be a public-facing page, non-restricted page. And then you can also use this drop-down arrow to go back and forth between some of those same sections. So instead of using the flyout menu, you can use this drop-down. Underneath groups, most of this, if not all of this content, is restricted. And you can kind of see what's there. These are all the different work groups, all the different committees that NDEDIC has. And if you're part of one of these groups, you should definitely have access to these groups. And it's just sections of the website that are dedicated to those specific groups. So, for instance, we'll look at the Board of Trustees. Now, I'm not logged in. I'm not part of the Board of Trustees. So I'm going to get this restricted, hey, you need to log in with your account message. UIF, they have their own different sections dedicated to their different work groups, and the membership committee, the conference committee. And we're going to take a closer look at what is on one of these pages once we log in. But I just wanted to show you what was there under groups. And most of this stuff, again, if not all of this stuff, is restricted content. If you're a stakeholder and you represent a payer or you're part of a payer organization, there's going to be part of this website that's dedicated to just payer interests, payer stakeholder interests. And then for the summit speakers, they'll have their own place as well. And obviously, I'm not showing you anything that's underneath there, but we'll come back around to that and see what's there. Latest news, I think we took a look at this already, but it's talking about the ICD-10 delay. And this will change. This will get updated every so often. It's going to be publicly available when newer news releases are available. And then 2012 EDI Summit, all the information you could ever need about the upcoming EDI Summit. And you can get to all this is publicly available, so you don't have to be a member in order to see this information. So the program schedule, probably the most important part of that, and then sponsors. Just take a look here. Different sponsors for the summit. Again, a great example of a non-restricted page where you don't have to log in. Hotel information, future meetings, the shuttle, about the EDI summit. A lot of information there. And this is speaking to that earlier slide that I was talking to you about what is the value of what is one of the values of the NDEDIC website to you and your organization is definitely the information that's out here. Underneath publications, the ROI calculator. Just take a look at that real quick. I think I skipped one there, but we'll come back to it. ROI calculator. Should be able to see. It'll come up here in a second. Fill in this information. Very functional part of the site. So if you're interested in the functionality, maybe gaining some value out of the website, the ROI calculator's there. If you're really new to EDI like me, you know that when you first step into the field, there's a lot of terminology and a lot of different things to know just to be involved in a conversation about EDI. And so the electronic alphabet soup of EDI is all here. This was a great value to me as I started into my career in EDI, especially learning about the different transactions. I'm going to go back. And Council Bytes is an example of a publication by NDEDIC that is a restricted content. Now it's gonna show me an example of a Council Byte, and I can get to some of the archives of the Council Byte newsletter by going here. But notice it's going to be restricted to just members. It's another value added information to the NDEDIC membership base. And then what I did skip here on the menu was uniting the industry. I am part of this work group, this committee, and it talks about the top 50 elements in the 270-271 transaction to help better our industry around checking eligibility. But it talks about what the uniting the industry is, what it's about, some FAQs, frequently asked questions about why is UIF important, and some videos and our forum sponsors from I think this last year's 2011's sponsorship for our UIF meeting in 2011. So we covered uniting the industry, publications, NDEDIC Foundation. If you don't know anything about the NDEDIC Foundation, right here is the great page to get information about what the foundation is all about, and then you can see who's on the foundation board by clicking on that link. And then nominations. If you're an NDEDIC member and you have a login to the site, this is an example of restricted content. You can nominate a volunteer of the year. Feel free to put my name in here, that'd be great. No. You can log in as yourself. We'll cover that, what that's going to look like. And then you'll have a form that you can nominate somebody for Volunteer of the Year or the Benjamin D. Ward Award. And then last but not least, the online store. And this is not shirts or mugs, but information that you might find helpful, different publications. Some of this, notice here it says sign in for member pricing. So here's a payer survey that was done. If you want to see the results of those things, $20. I think, and don't quote me on this, but I think this is free to members. And this 4010 to 5010 crosswalk, this is a reduced price. So I think what you'll see is some free items, some reduced priced items. for membership, as well as event tickets. So I'm going to click on event tickets here. You can see that the single day summit registration for a non-member, because it says please log in for membership pricing, and then the sponsorship, same type of deal, membership pricing, or non-member pricing, and you got to log in to get the membership pricing. So that really covers most of the sections that are considered public facing. This is content that you can get to as a guest, as a non-registered user, and then some links that'll take you to the page that you need to log in order to see.